कोरोना का जो एक इशू था होपफुली ठीक हो रहा है और आने वाले समय में हमारे लिए ये एक जो महामारी का सामना हमने किया शायद situation will improve further also. So a very warm welcome to all of you. I sincerely hope that you along with your loved ones are hale and hearty. CDOS is organizing this architect visit program for almost 7-8 years now, and till date before this issue of COVID, we had programs which were physical programs by inviting architects to various clusters of Rajasthan, be it Kishangarh or Udaipur Rajsamand or Jaipur or Kishangarh Makrana, maybe Chittorgarh, Abu Road, Jalore, Jodhpur. So there are many stone clusters, and the basic idea of our program is to acquaint the architects community about different sizes, shapes, finishes of the material, the stone wealth of Rajasthan, so that you can use those products, stone in your projects. So that was the basic purpose, and this initiative was also there to provide an opportunity for our trade members so that they have a networking with the architects fraternity. So today now we are focusing on the stone cluster of Jaipur, and all our participants are from Jaipur only. So we have recently organized 3 virtual programs, and post in this COVID phase, we are now sticking to the virtual architect visit programs. So आज आप सभी का मैं एक बार पुनः बहुत बहुत स्वागत और अभिनंदन करता हूं। और आज हमारे इस प्रोग्राम में वी हैव श्री अशोक कुमार धूत साहब, who is vice chairman of CDOS. He's with us today, along with the architects from across the country, as well as जो हमारे जयपुर के यूनिट्स हैं उनके रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स भी हमारे साथ हैं। तो मैं आप सभी का हार्दिक स्वागत और अभिनंदन करता हूं, और मैं आपका परिचय अब सारे आर्किटेक्ट्स बंधुओं से भी कराना चाहूंगा। इट इज माय प्राउड प्रिविलेज टू introduce to the participating architects as well as industry representatives. Today we have with us architect Ashok Mokha Sahab from Nagpur, architect Rajendra Mantri Sahab from Udaipur, architect Nitin Savlapurkar Sahab from Bengaluru, architect Shubhranshu Upadhyay Sahab from Bhopal, architect Tanuj Agrawal Sahab from New Delhi, architect Sudhakar Kapoor Sahab from New Delhi, architect Prakash Mandavia from Rajkot, architect Balbir Bagga Sahab from Ludhiana, architect A. Sharma Sahab from Hyderabad, architect Vinod Singhi Sahab from New Delhi, architect Sudhir Kawatra Sahab from Ghaziabad, architect Parth Uday Shah from Rajkot, architect G. Venkatesh Sahab from Bhopal, architect Rajendra Singh Sandhu Sahab from Patiala, architect Parampal Singh Ji from Patiala, architect Hemant Asfar from Bhopal, architect Rishiraj Sarkar from Goa, architect Gayatri Tarapur from Bengaluru, architect Krishna Yadav from New Delhi, and architect Yoshita Singh from Bengaluru. It is a matter of privilege for us that today 20 architects are joining our program, and in fact I am given to understand that a few more architects have also shown interest and they are also joining us. So a warm welcome to all of you. As far as industry representatives are concerned, we have Mr. Satish Gupta from Acme Stones Private Limited, Deepak Ajmera Sahab from Ajmera Marble Industries, Raghav Doot Sahab from Doot Sangmambar Private Limited, Yash Chaudhary Sahab from Nice and Natural Group. Unfortunately, Nishant Ji is not joining us. He's not feeling well. So we will try to run his presentation. Kapil Sharma Sahab from Stone Age Limited, and Ms. Saloni Agrawal from Stoneland. So a very warm welcome to my industry representatives also, and I'm very hopeful that this program will be useful to all of you. So मैं वार्तालाप शुरू करने से पहले निवेदन करूंगा अशोक कुमार धूत साहब से। धूत साहब is Vice Chairman of CDOS, as well as he is also associated with stone industry, being a miner as well as processor, और stone handicraft का भी दूध साहब का बहुत बड़ा काम है. So over to you, दूध साहब, for your opening remarks. दूध साहब आप अभी म्यूट हैं. दूध साहब अनम्यूट करें आप.
नमस्कार. देश के विभिन्न भागों से पधारे हुए आर्किटेक्ट महोदय, हमारे पत्थर उद्योग के जयपुर से संबंधित उद्योगपति, आप सभी का इस वेबिनार में मैं सीडॉस की ओर से हार्दिक स्वागत करता हूं. ये हमारा आर्किटेक्ट्स बंधुओं के साथ तीसरा या चौथा वेबिनार संस्करण है. पहले भी हमने दूसरे स्टोन क्लस्टर्स के लिए वेबिनार की थी और विभिन्न आर्किटेक्ट महोदय आए थे इस वेबिनार में, और हमारे सभी उद्यमियों ने विभिन्न प्रकार के राजस्थान और देश के अन्य भागों से आने वाले मार्बल, ग्रेनाइट, सैंडस्टोन के बारे में आप सबको अवगत कराया था. मैं हर बार विशेष तौर पर सभी आर्किटेक्ट बंधुओं से आग्रह करता हूं, इस बार भी आप सभी से आग्रह है कि आप लोग अपने प्रोजेक्ट्स में नेचुरल स्टोन का अधिक से अधिक प्रयोग करें. एक यही किसी भी बिल्डिंग के लिए, किसी भी इमारत के लिए, किसी भी मोन्यूमेंट के लिए एक यही चीज ऐसी है जो उसकी लाइफ को एवरलास्ट बनाती है. बाकी जितने बिल्डिंग मटेरियल्स हैं उनकी लाइफ नेचुरल स्टोन के मुकाबले उतनी नहीं है. इसलिए मेरा आप सबसे अनुरोध है कि आज हमारे जो उद्यमी आपको विभिन्न प्रकार के पत्थरों के बारे में बताएंगे, उसको आप उन पत्थरों को अपने प्रोजेक्ट्स में अधिक से अधिक काम में लेने का कष्ट करें. एक बात मैं और कहूंगा कि नेचुरल स्टोन से आउटसाइड अगर हाउस की क्लेडिंग होती है तो जो हर 2-3 साल से 5 साल से बिल्डिंग पे पेंट कराना पड़ता है, वो बहुत बड़ी एक बचत हो जाती है. पैसे की भी सेविंग है, एनर्जी की भी सेविंग है, टाइम की भी सेविंग है. तो और इतने तरह के स्टोन और नई नई फिनिशेस हमारी इंडस्ट्री ने आप सब लोगों के सम्मुख प्रस्तुत की है कि जो आउटसाइड क्लेडिंग या वॉल क्लेडिंग के लिए इतनी तरह की फिनिशेस आ गई हैं कि जो बहुत अट्रैक्टिव हैं और लॉन्ग लास्टिंग भी हैं. मैं ज़्यादा समय नहीं लूँगा. आप सब लोगों का यहाँ पधारने के लिए पुनः धन्यवाद. और आज हमारे जो उद्यमी आपको बताते हैं अपने पत्थरों के बारे में, उससे अवगत होकर के और पत्थरों का उपयोग बढ़ाएं, हमारे पत्थर उद्यमियों का उत्साह बढ़ाएं. धन्यवाद.
थैंक यू दूध साहब, आपकी कामनाओं के लिए और आपके फॉर योर ओपनिंग रिमार्क्स. May I now invite Mr. Satish Gupta, who is representing Acme Stones Private Limited, for his presentation. Over to you, Satish ji.
Thank you, Mukul sir. Thank you, Ashok Dhoot sir. I hope I am audible to everyone.
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this series of virtual architect visit program, Jaipur Cluster, being organized by CDOS and FICCI. I am Satish Gupta, Director of Acme Stones Private Limited, Jaipur. and I'm extremely happy to represent our company on this platform. We would like to thank CDOS for this wonderful opportunity to present ourselves, our products, our projects to so many accomplished architects at once from across India. So normally afternoon sessions are a little difficult to attend after a heavy lunch, but looking at the list of companies who would be making their presentations today, I hope it will be an extremely enriching experience for everyone attending the session. So let us start with the presentation. I will now share my screen. I hope it's visible to everyone now.
Yes, Satish ji, please go ahead.
Okay, so our company name is Acme Stones Private Limited. I'll start with the inception. So the company was started by my father, Mr. Subhash Gupta, in 1998 by the name Marble House, and it is still a popular name. And we later registered ourselves as Acme Stones in 2008 because Marble House was not available for registration. So we are one of the first manufacturers of stone mosaics in India. And I hope everyone is aware about the stone mosaics. These are small pieces of stones arranged in a pattern, assembled on a mesh, can be used on walls and floors. And we were also among the first to introduce CNC machines like water jet and CNC machines in the stone industry. So when we installed water jet, we didn't know the proper use of water jet, but slowly we built a market, we built the product line, and then now CNC routers are widespread in the stone industry. So we are now known for engraving our engraving products, water jet jalis, floor patterns, and we also do countertop manufacturing for exports. So the varieties of the stone mosaics. This is not the complete range because we have over 100 patterns in this. But these are the basic finishes which are used to make the mosaics and panels. So this the first one is hand broken, and this is one of the most popular designs which is being used by architects across India. We have supplied huge quantities to projects in Visakhapatnam, Bangalore. Then these are some of the other patterns. This third one is honeycomb. This is popular across the world. It's a white polished Indian marble. Then this multi finish can be made in different stones. And the last one, this CNC motifs are introduced. These are becoming quite popular. These these are being used in a lot of tiles now. And this first one, the natural slate, they come into I think 8 to 10 colors, and they are goes to exports in huge quantities. These are popular across the world. The waterfall variety is used in a lot of water bodies across India. This one is the leather finish in Kadapa, assembled in a pattern. Then this rock face, the last two, the rock face is also very popular variety, and these are made in almost every kind of stone now. And talking about the advantages of these tiles, that every architect or any interior or any contractor would look into. These are very economical. They are very easy to install and transport. And as Dhut Saab mentioned earlier, these are low maintenance. You can get rid of the painting cost or maintenance cost each year, which we have to incur. And these are some of the uses of these stones on elevations of various houses. This first one is the Jaipur residence. The second is this is used in Punjab on a house elevation. Then this is on a hotel in Manali, and this is the stone is monsoon black, and it has been split into two, and the rock surface variety was used here. And this see if you look at this first picture now, this is a very interesting use of Kota stone. The wall, if you see this is also Kota stone, and it was a very nice pattern. It was also done on mesh, and the floor, even the floor, you see there are three different stones, Kota, white Indian marble and Jaisalmer stone, and it looks very beautiful on the floor as well. The right one is the Nahargarh Biological Park in Jaipur, and the stone, this rugged look was used on the ticketing counter. These are a few more uses, and this is in a restaurant in Jaipur. On the walls, this rugged look was achieved by using the hand broken tiles. Now we come to the CNC part. CNC, these are the CNC machines on our premises. We have 6 of them, and it's very useful to produce exact replicas of the same design if you need to. And the product is as good as the model. So we need a good clean model to produce articles out of these. These are quite accurate and faster, much faster than handwork. But this is not a competitor to the handwork. This is actually complementing the handwork. So, a lot of artisans, the dwindling number of artisans, they can use these machines and combined with handwork, we can produce beautiful results. This is the water jet on our premises, and you can see in the picture, it is cutting approximately 5 inches. This can cut through almost any material like stone, metal, wood, glass, cement, fiber sheets, anything. And this is widely used in applications like jali and for cutting water jet floors, etc. So making floor patterns, it's quite useful. So let us quickly run through the projects we have done. So this is, first one is this Mahindra Resorts. This is in Ashtamudi, Kerala, and 40 mm thick sandstone, beige sandstone was used to make this. I think it took 4 to 5 iterations to get this design right. Okay, so the next one is again Mahindra Resorts. This is in Goa, and mint Gwalior sandstone was used in this. The base is short blasted sandstone. These circles are also 40 mm thick mint sandstone. And this is a Kasamiya showroom in Dubai, and this pattern was made in a 30 mm thick Banswada white marble, and it looks absolutely fabulous. This is again the same pattern, but these circles were cut out to install lighting and all in this. This was done in Mangalore. This is again the Kasamiya showroom in Dubai, and this is again Banswada white marble. As you can see, there is translucency in this stone. This is the contour design kind of thing, and once this is made thinner by engraving, you can pass light through it. So it looks, it gives the look of onyx. This picture has become quite popular on Pinterest. This was again done in mint sandstone, has been used in a puja room. Now this pattern looks quite simple to do, but it was quite difficult to execute because sandstone will normally have thickness variations. So to maintain the thickness, every slab was first calibrated on the CNC machine itself. Okay, so the results are beautiful. This was, a project in Bhopal. It was a war memorial kind of place, and my names of 1300 martyrs were engraved on stone. This is a Holiday Inn Jaipur, and the stone, the 40 mm thick stone was provided by the client, and we did all the engraving. These are 3 huge panels in the waiting hall, and many more in the washrooms. This is another popular product of ours. This is again done in 30 mm Banswada, and the picture on the right, this is 20 mm Banswada. This is 3-layered stone held by nut and bolts, so to secure them properly. This is again the same pattern but in different stone. This is Bhanslana black marble. The contrast in the polished and the CNC part is quite nice, and it looks very nice against this backdrop of plants. This is the same pattern but with lighting behind. Okay, this is this project was done by Miss Ritu Khandelwal ma'am in Jaipur. This is a jewelry boutique, and the jali you see here has been made using two sheets of, this is a dual sheets of cement, and they were cut independently and then pasted together to achieve this look. This is again a project in Mumbai, and these pieces were gold plated, and there's a brass strip running across. This is another pattern with the lighting. The floor is water jet floor. You can see the imported marble has been cut into various shapes and then assembled on the floor and polished, which gives a very nice look. This is again the Jaisalmer and white marble on the floor, water jet cut. These motifs were used in Goa. In each room, two of these pieces were placed. This is a biodiversity park in Hyderabad, and this map of world was cut on the water jet machine in Jaisalmer. This is Hotel Seven Seas in Delhi, and this jali was cut into small pieces and then assembled in a round shape. So this is one of the most prestigious projects in India. This is Dhirubhai Ambani Convention Center in Mumbai.
सतीश जी, I am interrupting you, but थोड़ा सा जल्दी खत्म करें क्योंकि 10-10 मिनट
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. I'll finish off in 2-3 minutes. Okay. So this is Olympian pink imported marble, and this was done on a router machine, and the glass pieces had been placed inside. This is a project in Jaipur. This was a church in Ukraine. It's a big floor, and it was cut in granite with a water jet. And this is our upcoming showroom in Jaipur, to get a first-hand experience of our products. So you can visit our store, and we are still putting up the samples, but we hope it will be ready in 1 or 2 months. So it will be a good place to start your project. These are some of our popular products, And this is the inlay of brass we are doing using a CNC machine. So this is quite accurate and quite nice to feel. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Satish ji. It was just wonderful to see like how you transformed a piece of stone into a value-added product. For me, it is a collage of wonderful products. Thank you so much. Our next speaker is Mr. Deepak Ajmera from Ajmera Marble Industries, Jaipur. Over to you, Deepak ji. दीपक जी, आप अनम्यूट करें अपने आप को.
Just a moment, sir. I'm just starting with the slideshow. Give me a moment, sir.
Sure, please.
So there's some problem with my sharing. Actually, I'm unable to share the file.
अजीत.
Yes, sir.
या मेरे ख्याल से अब शायद हो गया है.
हाँ. I can now. Thank you.
Yes, please.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Deepak Ajmera, and I represent my company, Ajmera Marble Industries. It is an absolute pleasure to be presenting in front of such a distinguished audience. So I would start by introducing my company. We are a family-run, professionally managed manufacturing and exporting firm. We have been into business since 1991. So our production facility is located at Vishwakarma Industrial Area, Jaipur, and we are well equipped with all the latest machines that can cut, process, and finish almost all kinds of natural stones. And needless to mention, we are also privileged life members of prestigious international bodies such as the Center for Development of Stones and the Federation of Indian Granite and Stone Industry. Quickly, I will just take you to what we do and how we add value to this industry. As I told you, we process, cut and finish natural stones, and these natural stones vary from marble, granite, sandstones, limestones, slates, quartzites, basalt, etc.
मैं आपको इंटरप्ट कर रहा हूँ. आपकी अभी स्क्रीन पे सिर्फ साइन इन ajmeramarble@gmail.com के अलावा कुछ नहीं दिख रहा है.
अच्छा, I'm sorry sir, actually, but I can see my screen. I'll just stop it and again share it once again.
क्योंकि हमें और कुछ नहीं दिख रहा है, आपका सिर्फ एक सिंगल स्क्रीन दिख रही है.
Sorry for that. Can you see it now, sir?
हाँ जी, अब शुरू हुआ. प्लीज अब शुरू करें आप.
Okay. Sorry for the interruption, but sometimes technology can be a little tricky. So I'd now like to start with what we do. So basically, I'll just take you through to the various aspects of my business that will help you to understand what we can do for you as a manufacturer of natural stones. So in short, we process, cut and finish all natural stones such as marble, granites, sandstones, limestones, slates, quartzites, basalt. In short, these are all dimensional natural stones that can be used for various applications. Okay. As you all know that, stones have a lot of applications. So the basic and the most used application of natural stone is floor. So as I told you that we process different kind of natural stones. So these natural stones can be used in a variety of ways. Most of the architects in the panel today must have used marble or granite, but I can assure you that apart from marble and granite, there are also a number of natural stones that can be used for the floor. They can be limestones, they can be basalt, they can even be quartzites and sandstones. The other most fascinating use of stone is the wall claddings and facades. As Doot Saab earlier mentioned that, once you use these stones for your exterior, the expenditure to actually get it painted and the energy used to get it painted every 3-4 years will actually virtually just finish off, because stone is everlasting and has the biggest benefit that, even when the stone gets old, it is still as beautiful as it can be. Apart from the cladding and the flooring, stones can practically be used anywhere. They can be staircases, they can be kitchen counters, they can be tabletops, they can be a bathroom vanity tops. You can even create beautiful staircases out of stones. So these are product ranges, and some of the color shades that you can see of the stone, these are the stones that we regularly do. Another strength of our company is that we're very strong at the landscaping aspect of natural stone. We are in fact the biggest manufacturers of pebble stones that are actually manufactured in the factory. As you are aware that most of the pebbles come from the riverbeds, but what we have created value here is that we are using the quarry waste to actually create these pebbles. So in short, these are environmentally very friendly, because the material that otherwise would have been wasted is actually converted into pebbles, and those pebbles are then used for the landscaping in various projects. So the question is, why natural stone? Why should one be using natural stone, and why you as an architect should be promoting natural stone? So it is the original green building material. As you all know that it comes from the Mother Earth. It contains no chemical, no harmful chemicals or toxins. So you can be assured that the environment will always be healthy, and this is an important component of the sustainable design. I'm sure the architects on the panel today would agree on this. Then the most important aspect of any natural stone is that it is extremely durable. I need not, I can just give you examples of various monuments that have, actually stood up to the test of time, and they can easily withstand high traffic areas. The Taj Mahal of India, that is one of the wonders that we have today, is a burning example of the durability of natural stone. Ease of care and maintenance. Natural stone requires very little care, because once you've put on the natural stone, very little cleaning also will just keep the stone shining and lasting forever. Another aspect of natural stone, why you should be promoting natural stone, is the creative possibilities. If you see that, natural stone is the only product that you can use in any kind of application, whether interior or exterior, residential or commercial, the numerous possibilities of using natural stone is actually one of the reasons why it is still so much in demand all throughout the world. Another important aspect here is that the natural stone gets more beautiful with time. The elegance and the beauty of the stone, once, even if it gets old, the beauty doesn't actually, come down, but it is, on the contrary, the beauty of the stone actually, multifolds with the time. Okay, why us now? After telling you why, natural stone, why us? What are the strengths of Ajmera Marble Industries that you should actually promote our company to in your projects and all? So we have a factory spread in an area that is more than 80,000 square feet, and it is equipped with all the latest machine to cut, process, and finish all type of natural stones. So some of the machines that we have installed in our factory is the multi-blade gang saw machine. That is the main machine to cut all the type of materials. Then we also have block cutters, mono dresser, line polishing machines. So these are the machines that we have, and we have a number of those machines. This is a picture of the machines that we have. I've just created a collage so that I can take you through this presentation very quickly. This is the multi-blade gang saw, where the block that we get from the quarries are cut into slabs and tiles. Apart from that, we have the other machines like the mono dresser, the line polisher, the shot blasting machine, all the vibrator machine, the calibration machines. Okay, finishes now. The USP of Ajmera Marble Industries is the selection of finishes that we give on a particular stone. And our factory is fully equipped under the same single roof. We have assembled all the machines that can do the right kind of finishing on any kind of the stone. And also depending upon what the use of the stone would be in that particular project. So we do different kind of finishes, such as the polished, honed, leather, sandblasted, tumbled, flamed, bush hammered, etc. These are some of the finishes that we specialize in. In short, we can actually work with you in close association and come up with finishes that may be more suitable to the project that you have. So it is more of a customized service that we can give you in terms of the natural stone. So here's one of the example. Here I've used a limestone from the Jaisalmer area, and I've created 3 different finishes on it. The top one that you can see is the leather finish. The middle one that you see is the sandblasted finish, and the bottom one that you see is the polished finish. So you can see that the finish can actually change the way the stone can be used. So, same stone can be used and in a number of different ways just because of the finishes. Okay, another aspect that, is a major strength is the tie-up with the choicest quarries. As you all know that the natural stone is available from the quarries, from the Mother Nature's, from nature. So, it is very important that we have a very good tie-up with the quarries, because only the quarries can, ensure that there is a year-round supply of large natural stone blocks that we can actually help in completing the project in time. So these are some of the quarries in and around Rajasthan. Some are based in Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh also. So most of our raw material come from these 3 states. We are very lucky to have a very experienced working staff, because the staff is the people who will actually help us to meet all our commitments. So at each stage of production, from the procurement of raw material to finishing and final packaging, we have very experienced and efficient staff that manage all these stages very well. Service, of course, our philosophy of delighting our customer at each touch point motivates us to produce world-class service to our customers. And we believe in giving personal service, because it is not a one-time association that we would like to have with our clients. We want that we are always associated with our clients and architects in whatever projects they do. And once, because we understand that once there is a satisfied client, he becomes the biggest word of mouth ambassador for our products. Packaging is another aspect, because as you would, as all the architects are from different areas of the country, and sometimes there are customized projects that needs to be taken care of. So we take optimum care to pack the material in such a way that even if it has to be sent to the remotest part of the country or outside the country also, the product reaches the customer as we've packed it in the factory. So these are some of the photographs of the factory. Of course, some of them are the export packaging that we do. I would also like to mention that we are now exporting to a lot of countries like Japan, UK, Spain, Belgium, Sri Lanka, and Oman. So these are it's a small list of the customers and the projects that we have done. The Jal Mahal project in Jaipur was done by us. We've done a lot of hotel projects also, like the Alcesar group of hotels. We've done a lot of projects for them. We've done Roop Niwas Kothi at Nawalgarh. We've done Lakshmi Niwas Hotel at Bharatpur. We've also been associated with the Jal Bhagirathi Foundation of Jodhpur. Then we've been associated with a lot of export houses like Overseas Trade Linkers at Agra, Sharma International Agra, the Mangalam Group, Mahindra World City, Saket Hospital. So this is a list of customers that we've done. It's only a partial list. Unfortunately, because of the constraint of time, I've not been able to accommodate all my customers, but we are very lucky to have such good customers who are our biggest strength. So this is all for my presentation. Any question and answers anyone would have, I think we can just take it after the presentation of all the other members. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Deepak ji. Thank you so much for your presentation. As you said, I would request all my participating representatives of participating companies to be here for the question answer session, which we will take after completion of the presentation by all representatives.
Sure.
So now I would like to request Mr. Raghav Dhoot from Dhoot Sangamar Private Limited. Over to you, Raghav ji.
Good afternoon and namaskar to all the present respected architects and the members of our industry, CDOS and FICCI. I would like to share the screen. So I am Raghav Dhoot from Dhoot Sangamar Private Limited. So our company is based in Jaipur and Makrana. So architects, I would like to say that you are one of a major link between the end user and the suppliers. As for a common layman to understand stone is quite difficult. So you being a very good link for our industry and the end users. So I would just like to take you around. So this is our chairman and the founder of our company, Mr. Ashok Kumar Dhoot and Mrs. Shakuntala Dhoot. These are basically our scope of work, the industries we are catering to. Hospitality industry is one of our major clients. So we've been catering to majorly all the big brands in the country and overseas also. Hospitality industry is an area where stone has been extensively used, being a royal product which caters to the needs of the hospitality industry. You could see this is a project of ITC Group where we have used all the sandstones from Rajasthan and all the facade has been done into sandstone. Now we would, this is a flooring which is done with a combination of imported and Indian marble. So nowadays, as I could sense that a lot of projects and architects have been inclined towards using imported stones, imported marble. It's not that in our Indian marble, we don't have a color range. It's basically, if you are looking for some exotic colors which are not available in Indian range of stones, we can have combinations with Indian and imported marble. So here we have used one of the most luxurious stone of the world, which is called as Makrana White, which has been one of the oldest stone available throughout the globe, and been certified by many institutes in the world that this is the only marble having the highest percentage of calcium carbonate, which technically gives it as the best marble in the globe. So this is one of our other projects from the hotel industry only. So we've been using all sort of Indian marble into crafted sectors. Then secondly, like this is a hotel project which we have recently completed in USA, where the architect was based from America only, and his main charm was to use all the Indian stones into his project. And we have tried our level best to cater him with all the available stones from Rajasthan. There's another project where we have used extensively the available granite of Rajasthan. We are into projects where we do a lot of residential villas also. So this is a palace in Kuwait. With this, it's been for the ruling family of Kuwait, which is Al Sabah family. So this concept and this project was being designed based on Bikaner Palace. So all the concept which was being taken into this project was from one of our historic place of Rajasthan, the Bikaner Palace. Only the domes which you could see here is that they have been done into the Islamic style because of the restrictions in Arabia, Saudi Arabia. So here we have used a lot of yellow marble from Jaisalmer and all to the facades and elevations. And all the domes have been carved into white marble from Makrana. This is one of our residential villa in Mumbai, so where we have used all the Makrana white marble. So Makrana white marble is one of an important USP of our company, where we have been using it into all type of artifacts and carving. This is another villa where we have used all this stone products. So the basic idea to show you all these things are that natural stone can be used with a lot of different factors and varieties. Even if you have anything to be customized, anything which you were earlier using in stone and metal can be also done into stone. So here we have used imported marble from Turkey to do the elevation of this project. So it's a 30 feet high column with a diameter of 1 meter, and it's solid. So any sort of carving elevations which has to be done with all the natural stones is possible with our company. Then of course, yes, our temples, mosques, gurudwaras have been extensively using Makrana white marble and other stones from Rajasthan. As you are aware that stone has a life. So if we see our old temples and palaces from last 400 years been intact because of the stone usage of natural stone. That's a mandir which is done in Kolkata. The exterior is completely done in sandstone and all the interior is done into white marble. Then we have recently completed this project of Mandir, Swaminarayan Mandir in Jersey City, US, where all the elevation was done in granite and part of it was used in white marble also. Then there's a next project of a temple completely done into Makrana white marble. Here the best part of the temple construction is that we don't use any type of concrete, any cement and bricks. It's completely the solid retaining walls are all into marble. Temples generally have a concept that it should be lifelong. because God has no life, so the place where God lives should also have no life. So there, the natural stone is the alternate to use it, because concrete, cement, steel, everything has got a certain lifespan, but stone is a product, where there is no lifespan. This is we have recently done for the Gurudwara in Delhi. That's all the inlay work into Makrana white marble. So usage of inlay work in Makrana white marble, where we have used all the semi-precious stones in the inlay. And that's a project in Jaisalmer yellow marble, where all the facade cladding is being done into natural stone from Jaisalmer. And that's a very important project into our profile of our company. We have supplied all the elevation material which is used into the Grand Mosque of Abu Dhabi. So Abu Dhabi Mosque has used all the marble into the facade from Makrana, and it is one of an important project into the world which has selected marble from Rajasthan, India, as there were other selections and available offers to this project from throughout the world. But looking all to the density and the product quality of our material from India, the project team has chosen Makrana White to complete this project. And we are into carving of statues also. There's a Pieta which is being carved for a basilica in Kerala. We have tried to copy Michelangelo's Pieta into stone, but it cannot be the same because no one can copy Michelangelo. But we have tried to reach to the nearest possible point to this. Then our company is engaged into doing a lot of prestigious government projects also. We have recently completed the facade elevation for the new Supreme Court of India. Here, it's been replica of the old Supreme Court, but with all the new modern facilities. All the columns, what you are seeing here, it's just for the information for our architect team to understand that nowadays it's not required that if you need to make a column, it has to be a solid column. So we have done a column cladding onto the concrete columns here. The concrete columns are the load-bearing columns, but once they are covered with the stone covers, they look like a solid column. So this is one of an important aspect from our company, is that we have got latest technologies and available machines with us where we could carve stone into a lot of other required sectors. We recently also completed a heritage walk project in Amritsar. So this is an 1.5 kilometer long heritage walk, which is been again selected into Asia's 5 best heritage walkway. This is a fountain which has been completely made out of Makrana white marble. The height of this fountain is approximately 125 feet. And the carving which has been done into this has a depth of nearly about 6 to 8 inches into depth. You can easily visualize from these pictures taken from the installed product. These are some of the monuments onto the heritage walkway. We have been also doing restorations of the old monuments also. So this was a project onto the walkway also, which was a building which was nearly about 80 to 100-year-old.
Raghav ji, thoda sa jaldi kare.
Sure. So this is our retail facility which is available in Jaipur, where we have different sort of ready available products. That's an overview of our manufacturing unit, which is situated in Makrana. And we are also having a very special product in marble, which is called as green travertine. It's one of the only available quarry throughout the country. These are some of the pictures for the Makrana white marble. So I would also like to mention to all our architect fraternity is that Makrana white is available in abundance. So there are some misconceptions between the people that Makrana is no more available. So Makrana White is available in abundance, and we would also request you all to start using these products into your projects. If any customization, dimensional details to be required, it would be our pleasure to help you out. These are some of the modern technologies which we are using in manufacturing our crafted stones, which gives a faster results and a very accurate and uniform details. Thank you so much for your time. It was a pleasure to be on this platform. Thank you, CDOS and FICCI, for creating such a wonderful venture in these COVID times to fill up the gap between the industry and the architects. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Raghavji. My next speaker is Mr. Yash Chaudhary from Nice and Natural Group. So over to you, Yashji.
Hello everyone, I am Yash. I am representing my company Nice and Natural Group. We are based in Jaipur, and I'll just while I share my screen, I welcome everyone, all the architects on board and all my other members from the industry to this platform. Just give me 1 second. Yes. So before I get into who we are, I think just to give you a quick mission that we have with the Indian market. We have been into exports of natural stones for the last 25 years. We have entered into the Indian market little less than 2 years ago. And I would like to start by sharing our vision for the Indian market, the mission that we have. We have a mission. We are on a mission mode to collaborate with the Indian design landscape to help them to use local materials, natural materials, and the right materials for making the space making that for making the spaces that you have visualized very beautiful by providing you customized, ready-to-use solutions. Our global partners constantly encourage us to make newer elements and are extending full support to NNG for promoting Indian for Indian very proudly. So while we as a value proposition, we have our USP of customizing the products as per the needs of the project. Each project has its own unique requirements, its own unique USP, which is what we aim to fulfill through our materials, and ensuring that the natural stone that would be used in the project is done using the full potential of the natural stone itself. I'm sure all of you are aware of the diagram that's there at the bottom of this page, where you can see a lot of scribbling happening at the research and the concept stage, because and obviously by the time it comes to design, it's more smooth and seamless. As a group at our end, we have been trying to engage at the research level itself with the teams as and where possible to ensure that we are able to pass on our experiences and our knowledge to the projects to ensure the right applications of the products. Over the past 25 years, while we have promoted India for world through our export markets, we are now focusing on the vocal for local with our world-class products, while adopting the global practices that we have developed over the last years. Having chosen not to work by any trader, our entering into this virtual world has come handy to continue to build an exclusive community of believers, to build reliable partnerships in India as we do around the world. And we are blessed to be partnering with certain master designers, architects, developers already in the last 2 years across India and Asia as well. In terms of who we are processors of natural stones. We are primarily based in Jaipur. with our production units in near Jaipur and Bundi, which is around 3 hours from here. We process all kinds of natural stones. Again, as I mentioned earlier, customized for the projects in a ready-to-use format, such that the project team has to only do the installation of the materials, and no cutting or extra work is required at the site, which leads to cost savings as well as savings in the lead time for the project as a whole. We have been doing this for the last 25 years. We have been exporting to North America, Europe, Japan, Australia for all this while. And we have, as I mentioned earlier, we have entered the Indian market 2 years back with a strong commitment of ensuring that that our products are used in the right manner as per the requirements of the project in the best possible way. Yes. So while maintaining our policies of total transparency and deep sense of purpose, we prefer to remain low profile, solely focused on serving needs of trendsetters who believe in huge value accretion by collaborating with NNG for achieving best results in every project most professionally. So we have a live website where we have put much information on the products. We have a very small time frame today for me to be actually getting into the product range and the projects that we have done. But a quick snapshot of that can be seen on the website. And we have developed Q Studio and Q Farms here. So we have Q Studios in Jaipur currently, where we have a small showcase of the products that we have. We are expanding the Q Studio format to other cities, to start with in Bombay, Calcutta, and Bangalore. So where you can physically see the material and have a touch and feel and look at the color range that's available and various uses that it can be put for. On top of that, we have also developed a Q Farm, which is a larger display area that we have in our production unit near Jaipur, where we have roughly 15-20,000 square feet of space, which is dedicated to showcase the different applications and the different ways in which the stone can be used, whether it is for a wall cladding or a driveway or a pathway or as a pool deck or maybe as a bench or a statue for that matter. So before I end my presentation, I just wanted to share a few things that make us at NNG happy and which inspire us to promote the use of our natural stones across different projects worldwide and India as well. So they promote healthy buildings, healthy spaces, being a natural stone. They are antibacterial surfaces. They promote wellness. They have a life. If you look at the life cycle cost analysis, they turn out to be much cheaper because they have a very long life cycle. There is material intelligence. There is zero discharge out of the sites because, as I mentioned, we are doing ready-to-use, cut-to-size format where the material is used in its entirety without any cutting, etc., happening at the site. Then cradle-to-cradle solutions in which the product can be used till the last level and reused as well, if for that matter. Then biophilia, to make you live more closer to the nature. There is nothing better than having a natural stone around you. Then breathe. Being a natural stone, it has sense of breathability in it. Then it is toxic free. It is bold. It is prefabricated at the factory itself. It's a solid block. There is no manipulation or there is no artificial effect that is added to it. There are warm colors as well. It's all local. It's all from India. It's all from it's all from India, and it's all handmade. we are proud to be amongst the few organized players in the Indian natural stone industry. Few of our colleagues from the industry are also there on the platform today, and we feel proud to be amongst the few organized players that are there. To be honest, so we remain committed to constantly upgrade. So this is our factory in Bundi, just for your reference. But we remain committed to constantly upgrade the energy power of fusion by investing into the relevant technologies and our skillful teams in pursuit of our core expertise in handmade for providing solutions at a scale on the back of our in-house capacities and capabilities for end-to-end processing and product development across our production units. So, having said that, I look forward to so this is our team in Jaipur, who they all say hi from here. Having said that, I think I would just like to end by saying that we look forward to interacting with all the architect friends who are there on this platform more going forward, and engaging with you for your project requirements, your project needs, to ensure that we are able to justify your visualizations regarding the use of natural stones through our products. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Yashji, for your wonderful presentation. As I had mentioned earlier also, Mr. Nishant from Sri Maharaja Granites Private Limited was supposed to join us today, but unfortunately due to ill health, he is not joining. May I request Ajit, my colleague from FICCI, to kindly share his presentation if possible. Ajit? Ajit, can you hear me?
Just putting it.
Please.
Yeah, 1 second, sir.
Just go through the slides. That's it. I mean, when Nishant is not there, then we cannot definitely justify his products. But as we have his presentation, so just kindly run through it.
Do it. I'll just take a minute, sir. Is the screen visible?
Yes, Ajit, go ahead.
So the screen is visible?
Yes, it is. Go ahead.
Ajit, please go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm on the second slide. Can you just take a look? Is it there?
No, we are unable to see anything else except that your page of PPTs.
Okay, I'll do it again. Give me a minute.
Ajit, before sharing, first open the PPT or Adobe file, whatever.
Yeah, just
then share.
Yeah, just doing that.
Yeah.
Is it visible now?
Yes, please.
Right.
Yeah, just go through it.
Sure.
Let me add something. Basically, this company, Sri Maharaja Granites Private Limited, is into various type of stone finishes in addition to the inlay and overlay work. They are using metal with stone for manufacturing these type of tiles.
That is it, sir. That's the end of the presentation.
Thank you so much, Ajit. Thank you so much. Moving ahead now, our next speaker is Mr. Kapil Sharma from Stone Age. So over to you, Kapil ji.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Right, great. I'm just sharing the screen. It says host disabled participation screen sharing.
Allowing,
I'm
sir.
not able to share screen.
Just allowing, sir. Please try now, sir.
Yes, it's okay now. Why it is not moving. Yeah, I'll start it. Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kapil Sharma. I am from Stone Age Group, and it's my privilege to share my presentation with all the August architects who are present here and all the officials of the FICCI. Let me first start with my the management team of our company. Our group executive chairman is Sanjeev Agarwal. Mr. Pawan Khandelwal is our group managing director. Both these gentlemen have over 30 years of very rich experience in the stone industry. And then we have our creative director, who is Mr. Perry. He is an internationally acclaimed designer based in Milan, Italy. A glance at the group, we are a group of companies. Stone Age is one company which has been engaged into the natural stones right from beginning. Then we have another company called Orvi, which is into the innovative surfaces. Then we have a subsidiary of Stone Age Group, which is Freta Limited, Stone Limited, and this is based at UK. This is taking care of the UK business over there. And then we have a couple of certifications to our advantage. We have a certified ISO 9001. We are accredited with the Stone Foundation of the Great Britain for ethical business practices, and we are also SA 8000 certified. These are some of the group milestones I will share with you. We won the International Design Award in the year 2019, and CAPEXIL Award given by the Government of India for Export Excellence. We have been winning this award for the last 20 years consecutively in a row. And a couple of other certifications, Indian Exporters Excellence Award and other awards are also there to our credit. Then I'll share some numbers which will be very relevant just to understand the kind of business we do. We have 1.6 million square meters of production capacity per year. We have been in business for the last over 28 years. We have a production facility which is about 80,000 square meters. 350 people strong workforce we have on rolls. We have 6 licensed quarries. We've done about 100 overseas projects so far, and we export to approximately 40 odd countries as of now. This is a glimpse of our clients worldwide. I don't think you'll be able to see many things, but across, the idea basically is that across all continents, we have our customers. This is about Stone Age Group. Stone Age Group got established in the year 1991. And since then, we have been primarily into exports to various countries. These are some of the factory glimpses. We have deployed the state-of-the-art technology. You can have a look at the plant here. You can have a look at the various machineries deployed by us. I think you all know about this already. So idea basically is to share with you that we have the state-of-the-art production facilities all across at three different locations. These are some glimpses of the quarries. We have, as I said, we have 6 licensed quarries, plus we are also dealing with lot many others. I'll come to the natural stones, the kind of natural stones what our company is dealing with. To start with, we have 11 different types of limestones what we are dealing with. We have 20 different kind of sandstone. We have 10 different kind of quartzite, 16 different types of slate, 15 plus varieties of marble, 50 plus varieties of granite, professi, and basalt. So if you look at this, I think more or less all the kind of natural stones are being handled by us. Then we talk about some different kind of finishes what we are currently offering to our customers. We have got natural finishes, we have got honed finishes, we have got polished, sandblasted, tumbled, saffron, rock face, styrated, then split, chiseled, velvet, leather finish, historical finish, flame finish, bush hammered, and antique finishes. So more or less all the kind of finishes what somebody can expect that we are able to offer in all the kind of natural stones.
Neetu.
These are the various collections what we offer to our customers. We have got different kind of landscaping stones. Variety of landscaping stones can be made available. Then we have got different kind of tiles and slabs available with us. We have innovative surfaces. We have got various kind of wall panels according to the requirements. Here are some interesting new collections. If you look at the Exotica collections, these are Thasos marble with the leper lazuli and brass inlay in that. Then we have Metal Magic. Metal Magic basically is a black limestone with brass inlay and SS304. It's a bit sluggish, just a second. Yeah, these are the stone carvings. This is a solid stone. The various kind of carvings can be done in the solid stone here. Then we have got liquid metal collection where brass, bronze, aluminium, iron, all this can be done with stones, MDF, veneer, wood, glass, and plastic sheets. These are some home decor objects. We are getting into furniture, platters, sculptures, and lighting also. Now I come to some of the glimpses of the various international projects what we have done so far. We've just chosen a few. We have a very long list, but since the time was limited, we are only confining ourselves to a very limited number of projects. The first one, what you see, is the Maas Museum at Belgium. This has been done in red and chocolate sandstone. This is the Karlsruhe Palace Museum Square in Germany, where sunset red and sandstone has been used. This is Al Sabah Hospital in Kuwait. This is also sandstone. This is the paving project in city of Sienne, France, which is also sandstone. This is Zephyr collection. This is the collection which has won the Product of the Year award in the USA. Then I would also like to mention here, which will be very worthwhile, that we have collaborated with the very celebrated interior designer from London, Kit Kemp. Here we have done a project with them, which is Thassos marble, glass and marble inlay in that. This has been one of the very highlight of our various projects across the countries. Another very interesting bespoke project what we have done with Thassos marble, with the lapis lazuli and marble inlay, metal inlay in that. This was a bespoke project. Another bespoke project. This was done in France, a hotel project where stone and metal inlay has been done. In a nutshell, ladies and gentlemen, we have the ability and capacity to undertake any kind of bespoke projects and other requirements of all the natural stones. And we eagerly look forward to receiving your inquiries. Thank you very much for your time, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you so much, Sharma Sir, for your wonderful presentation. As we are also running short of time, so I'm not taking much time. I will now invite Ms. Saloni Agrawal from Stoneland. Over to you, Saloni ji.
I'll just share my screen, sir. So can you please share, give me permission for sharing the screen?
हाँ, आपका sharing बंद हो गया ना? अजीत?
Yes, sir.
ये sharing screen करनी है सलोनी जी को?
Just doing it, sir. 1 second. Ma'am, please try.
1 second. Yeah, now it's done. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Stoneland. My name is Saloni Agrawal and I'm an architect. My father, Mr. Govind Agrawal, is the founder of this company. We are manufacturer and exporter of natural stone since 2003. So I would like to draw your focus on why should we use natural stones. Choosing natural stones means opting for a unique product, one that is alive. Feel of nature makes it attractive amongst other available artificial products, as nature cannot be imitated. Natural stone is prized its distinctive beauty and the sense of calm it creates. But there are also many practical benefits of using natural stone as below. Its unmatched durability, unique and beautiful style, and creative possibilities. Now, let's take a look at natural stone products. As you can see, there are various products like sandstone, quartzitic sandstone, granite, basalt, slate stone, quartzite, marble, and limestone. Moving on to the natural stone applications, let's start with wall cladding. So first is exterior wall cladding. As you all know, black and white is an evergreen combination. The products used in the first image are South Black Granite and Sadar Ali Grey Granite. And in the next one, mint sandstone with black granite. Furthermore, we have teakwood sandstone wall cladding and black slate stone cladding. In this slide, we can see variations of mint sandstone. One is mint white and the other one is mint yellow. So second is interior wall cladding. Stone wall panels and mosaics are widely used for interior. Here we can see beige and woodland sandstone application in mixed finish. So next comes slate wall panels, which are a popular choice for wall cladding because of its durability and attractive appearance. Few more slate wall cladding designs, Kund Multi and Jack Multi, which are used for waterfall cladding as well. Next, we have slate quartzites, silver gray and copper. It is a decorative stone which enhances the beauty of interiors and exteriors. At the end, teakwood and rainbow sandstone wall panels, which are available in various design formats. Third is CNC wall cladding. which is generally used as a highlighter wall design to embellish your space. First image shows floral pattern design engraved in mint yellow sandstone. Following design is inspired by the scalene triangle. In this image, you can see how the 2D diagonal basic pattern of the surface is turned into a circular ornament through the addition of attached petals. This falling maple leaf design will add a touch of natural beauty to your interiors. Next, we have some CNC stone wall mosaic applications. To highlight your entrance space, this 3D design Tree of Life stone mural is the perfect choice. This one is stone engraved depiction of the Tree of Life. Last, we have the stone jalis offering a touch of grandeur to any space. I would like to turn to stone paving now. Sandstone machine cut paving are perfect for matching in with a modern looking outdoor space as the clean edges of the slab add to the effect. In the first image, we have cappuccino sandstone, a blend of gray and brown color. It's a quartzitic sandstone, which means it's very hard and non-porous. So it's suitable for pedestrian and driveway paving both. On the other hand, is teakwood sandstone, which is a soft and porous stone. Its natural non-slip surface and ability to absorb water makes it an excellent flooring material for pool area. This one is cappuccino sandstone in sandblast finish. The sandblasting adds an element of non-slip to the color, to the paving slabs, and it also softens the color. Our ribbon sandstone is available in 25 to 35 mm and 22 mm thickness, which is perfect for any patio, pathway, or driveway. It will provide a sturdy finish and a truly authentic look. Granite paving slabs come with sawn sides and a surface finish such as flaming, shot blast, or leather to give an abundance of look. Granite is non-porous, which means the surface will not be damaged by water or by scratching. Pier caps complete, protect, and accentuate the look of a pillar. Stoneland has various shapes and color that provide pleasing architectural finish and effective protection to your pillars. This is our black granite pier cap in leather finish. Coping stone provides the finishing touch to any wall. These images shows the application of R black and P white granite coping. Granite curbs lend a stylish, elegant look to a wide range of landscape schemes. Renowned for their hard-wearing qualities and versatility, our granite curb stones are available in a wide choice of color, finishes, and sizes. Natural stone boulders can serve as a focal point to anchor a landscape and are also commonly used as natural seating. Now, I would like you to explore our bespoke products range. Let's start with tactile corduroy paving. It provides a warning to visually impaired people. These are most commonly used at the top and bottom of a flight of steps, available in various colors as shown in the image: gray, red, black, buff, etc. Blister tactile paving is most extensively used at pedestrian crossings. The product used in this image is R black granite in shot blast finish. Sandstone steps are a great looking and natural choice for your landscaping project. These are 200 mm thick cappuccino sandstone steps in shot blast finish with contrasting black granite visibility strip insert to top and front surface. These can be made in any desired shape like L, T, etc. Individual trade and risers are also available in all natural stone types. Radius steps can make a stunning feature of any public space. This is art black granite straight walling in 500 mm thickness, polished finish to all the sides, and a 25 mm radius bullnose to all the edges. Next is granite radial walling. These are cappuccino sandstone sheets in 800 mm thickness, sandblasted finish Lifting slots are also provided at the bottom for the ease of installation. These are application image of the sandstone seats. It's a stone sculpture made in Mandana red sandstone, short blast finish. It's made by assembling around 110 pieces cut in different shapes and sizes. These are granite monuments which we supplied at Dandi Memorial Project, Gujarat. These monuments are made from granite blocks quarried from mines by combining 2 to 3 blocks together and giving them the desired shape and finish. In the end, I would like to give you a tour of our factory. Our modern infrastructure is loaded with latest stone processing technologies and skilled workforce. We are capable of handling typical jobs. So we have deployed machines like multi-cutter, wire dressing machines, block cutter, fully automatic edge cutting machine, polishing, short blast, honing and calibration machines, etc. So this concludes the focus of discussion today. To end, I would like to highlight, if you want to breathe life into your projects, then you will not find a better option than natural stone. So we invite you to visit us at our factory and our website, www.stoneland.co.in. I sincerely appreciate that I have had this opportunity to present to you. Thank you for your attention. Thank you, CDOS and FICCI, for this opportunity. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Saloni. It's wonderful to see like one architect is presenting her products to the fraternity. That's wonderful. So we are now moving ahead after the presentation by 7 of our participants from Jaipur. It is now time to have the views of our architects. So in this, I would like to request participating architects to share their views as regards their expectations from industry in terms of product sizes, shapes, surface finishes, or anything else they wish to share. So we have Nitin Saulapurkar Sahab with us. So I would request Mr. Saulapurkar to kindly share his views. Over to you, Saulapurkar Sahab. प्रकाश जी, आप एक बार चेक करेंगे शायद. Yeah, I would request Nitin Saulapurkar Sahab to share his views. Over to you, Saulapurkar Sahab.
Yeah, thank you, Pogoda ji, for bringing all the providers of stones, natural stones on this platform. I had attended one similar program. I think it was before the lockdown or just when the lockdown started. And I find a lot of difference between what we saw there and now, particularly in the processing of stones, the way it's being done. Because I think all these stones, what we are using here, particularly those from outside the state of Karnataka, mainly the sandstones and so on, are all processed stones, in the sense that we need those finishes of, the textures and all that. Those are the kind of stones that we really need here. I mean, we wouldn't use stones largely for paving or something like that, because we have the natural stones here, and the stones that are here can't be carved that well. I mean, they're more expensive. They're easier to carve. These sandstones are softer to carve. So we do find a lot of make use of jalis and things like that. What I wanted from the people who have so kindly made the presentations today is, can we have sort of a catalog or a volume or treatise of the possible finishes, and the costs vis-a-vis the thickness, and what are the standard sizes that we can have on, supposing we need to place the order. One difficulty we find is that when we we have to inquire with 2-3 people whether such sizes are there, or so if we have some reference manual like that, it will be very helpful, because there are a lot of new finishes that I see that have come, which were displayed where they were used and all that. So the possibilities are many. So what are the kind of possibilities that we can possibly have and at what costs. That was one thing I was keen on knowing. Thank you.
Mukul, just to add to what Nitin just said, there have been past attempts made by CDOS with respect to cataloging these efforts and trying to put together, where the craftsmen based out of. If I don't know, Prakash might remember the effort which was made by Shikha Jain and her team at Drona with respect to cataloging the craftsperson and where they are located. Unfortunately, frankly speaking, I might not be aware. But prima facie, given the fact that I have been buying stone in millions of square feet from Rajasthan, I have found the efforts from CDOS to be a little wanting with respect to connecting the users with the actual people who are selling them. It is kind of, linked to largely people who are at the forefront of good marketing capabilities. But the people who are actually producing this in mass numbers somehow remain disconnected. I had to actually undertake travels on my own to go and reach out to them and establish my own set of contacts. Except, yes, the Jalore visit was very helpful quite a few years back. So just to add to what Nitin just said, and I'm sure many other architects would also be saying the same thing, we need CDOS to play an active role in, kind of connecting the architects and the buyers with the people who are supplying the stuff, and also the craftsmen who are doing this. So, say for example, I bought quite a few, quite a good quantity of processed parlato and embroider from Udaipur, from some of the processors there. And when I was looking at the right kind of people to do the installation, I was just, left at the mercy of the people who are actually supplying the stone. So my request would be if, CDOS could do something about this and do it quickly, so that, the people who are actually use the stone, which is either originating from Rajasthan or which is being processed at Rajasthan, could also be put to good use.
Excuse me.
Thanks.
I request the admin to please mute everybody. Somebody's speaking in the background.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Saulapurkar Sahab and Verma Sahab. Suggestions well taken. As you had also mentioned, I will also request all the participants to share their presentation as well as what Mr. Saulapurkar Sahab was looking for, to share their price list and all that. Basically, for us, this is not the appropriate forum to discuss the prices and all that. And that is the reason why we are shunning away from that. So, but definitely I'll ask all my participants to share the details with you one-to-one. Thank you so much. I would now like to request architect Tanuj Agrawal Sahab from New Delhi to share his views. Over to you, Tanuj ji.
Yeah, thank you. So, the presentations were really nice, looking at the carving and the use of different stones together, and inlays and CNC work and router work. One more thing I was expecting in this was, over last few years, a lot of granite is being produced in Rajasthan. So now we don't have to depend on south to have the granite. So there's so much of granite being produced, being quarried here. So if, we can have some kind of presentation or what variety or what colors or what type of granite is available in Rajasthan and what range is available. So it will be quite useful.
Thank you so much. Sir, we will definitely have a session on specifically on granite and covering the suppliers from across the state. And I would again request you that time to kindly join us for that particular session. Thank you so much. My next speaker is architect Sudhir Quatra Sahab from Ghaziabad. So may I request Quatra Sahab to kindly share his views?
Yeah, thank you very much, Mukul. Thank you for inviting me. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, please go ahead.
Yeah. So So my queries are more or less the same as my previous speakers were saying. Actually, we need certain standardization of sizes and rates, because whenever we think about stone, it is really, you can say, it's a remarkable thing to use in our projects, but we don't see any standardization or any such thing. I have mentioned this to Mr. Prakash Pokharna also day before we were speaking. So in case the manufacturers can devise some methodology that we can have certain materials in some specific, you can say, sizes, so that we can be sure of our rates and our we can quote exactly the cost to our clients, that what would be the total cost is going to be incurred in the project. So that would be my query, and it is very similar to my previous friends who have already raised this type of query. Thank you.
May I request my industry friends to kindly, in case anyone is interested in replying to Mr. Quatra's query. यश जी, आप कुछ बोलना चाहेंगे?
Sure, I was about to unmute myself just about now. Quatraji, regarding your query of standardization of prices and the sizes, we do have that as a part of our system. I'll be more than happy to share that with you. Maybe right after this call we can connect again, or I can send you an email and we can connect after that. So you get a good and a fair idea of the product and the pricing, so that you can take it in relevance with your project costing and the budgeting and everything, and you can be assured about that being sustainable and not being fluctuating, as probably you would have had your experience, as per my understanding.
My basic concern is that the range starts from X amount to Y amount, and
Yes.
our project cost is never, you can say, met according to the what we have thought of. Suppose we are there in the market to buy stone, but the desire for the quality or the price is not available. We end up paying 300 rupees or 280 rupees for the same thing. So the cost rises accordingly. So if we have certain standardization like we have in other materials like tile and all that, so it will be very beneficial for the end users. As an architect, we can always tell them that this is going to be tentative target for their project to have this kind of material, but they end up paying normally more than that, and sometimes the problem aggravates to saying that suppose they have bought X amount of stone, 4,000, 5,000 square foot from market, and when they reach here, it ends up in 3,500 or 3,200 square feet out of that 4,000. Then that gap in between is
I know.
difficult to meet.
No, so I can address your I understand your problem very well, because we have seen that happening over the past years internationally, in India, all the places. So with regards to the pricing, I would like to say that we have
the measurement techniques and the process which is being adopted by the traders in the market. Nobody is certain that how much he has to buy for this much of quantity.
Correct. So I think I can connect with you offline as well, if you don't want to take up much time for everyone. But in a very short and a simple way, what I can tell you is the way we are functioning. I'm saying and I'm sure the other industry members are also on that model, is that when you're taking a cut to size piece, then you're getting what you are ordering. With respect to transportation, obviously there are some damages that are accounted for in certain cases. However, NNG as a company, what we are doing is we are packaging the products with the same export quality that we ship it with to US or a European country. And so if you're ordering 4,000 square feet, then you get 4,000 square feet at the site as well at the same time.
That's what my idea was.
Yeah. So I'll connect with you offline once again, and we can take it up further. and we'll share price lists and all those standardized things with everyone as well on the platform, so that you get a fair idea, and it helps in understanding the product as well at the end of it.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Any other architect wish to share his views about their experience and want to share their views?
Shall I say something? I'm Architect Venkatesh.
Yes, please.
Hello.
Yes, Mr. Venkatesh, please go ahead.
Hi, everybody. It was a very nice presentation by all the stone products companies. I would like to share 2-3 things regarding stone. Recently, since last 2 years, I have been appointed as a director of a school of design, and I've started that school with a concept of actually making a design of this tribal arts and stone arts usual thing for our life. Like in 2016, during the Singers of Ujjain, I started using stone as a material, and I used the Bharatpur stone for the entrance gate of the Ujjain, and there were so many other projects also. So at that time, I came to understand one thing, that when I spoke with the people who were working in the stone, they were saying that the artisans who are basically working in stone, they are slowly drifting away from this particular industry, because more and more mechanization is basically coming up. So I was talking to the government, and I was talking to people also, how to make it more and more use of a stone. So I am basically attending this CEDOS for the first time. And it was very interesting that my ideas are basically matching with the CEDOS. That even I always try to use stone in my projects, stone in my residences. I always try to use stone in some form or the other, so that the time of the stone should, I feel it should come back. Because I was thinking of basically using stone as a stone bricks, if we can make available in some form of the other. For example, when we are using a building in Vastu sort of things, the south wall, if we can make it of stone, because availability of the stone in a particular standard size, because it is nowadays in the minds of the people, it is like stone is a cladding material. I feel that stone should be a building material as such. But, we should actually promote how to make a stone wall as such. If we can make available stone tiles, rather than stone tiles, if we can make stone bricks in use. So I think the architects will be having a choice of our brick and the stone as such. So in a way, the initiative which you people are taking is very nice, and I would like all the architects to use stone in some form or the other as a building material. Because if we see the construction, the 80 to 70% of the construction is residences. So if we want to maximize the use of the stone, we must try to use stone in the residential project as much as possible, in the individual houses, in form of boundary walls, maybe in some part of the walls, maybe some sort of chhajja, some sort of building material, some sort of artifacts. Nowadays we are seeing a large number of concrete roads being made by the government people, large number of concrete paver blocks being made by the government. I somewhere feel if we can replace that cementitious use of paver blocks to be replaced with the stone paver blocks, if possible, and making it somewhat. I have spoken with some government people. They were saying stone is very costly. So if I am just talking to this industry people, how we can make the use of the stone at par with other materials cost wise, so that we can maximize the use of stone. This is what my submission is. If these people who are into this quarry and into this industries, they can think of basically maximizing the use of the stone rather than making it a exclusive thing. I want to make it as a product of masses. This is what my submission is. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I would request Mr. Deepak ji to answer his query. Mr. Deepak?
Yes, Mukul sir, thank you. Venkatesh sir, see, actually, to be honest, I think that is the objective of the people who are engaged into the stone industry also. Because until and unless if we do not get stone to the masses, it will not reach all. So, we are on the same page if I talk to you about that. But there are certain limitations when we use stone instead of cladding as a whole. What happens is that there is a logistics cost also involved in that, because most of the raw material that is available in the state of Rajasthan, if we were to transport it to, say, the southern states, that the cost of transportation acts as a major deterrent at times. Because I've worked with a lot of projects in the south of the country also, and in some of the cases we've actually we lost on the project because the cost of transportation was too high. So now to actually get a solution for that, we've started using train, because when we send the container by train, the transportation actually comes down. But definitely, I would say it's a very good point that you've made, and I totally agree with you that the objective of the industry also should be to take it to the masses.
Exactly, sir. What is happening is when we transport huge things, like if we are transporting the raw stone as such, if we are transporting the raw granite or raw sandstone and all, that requires a huge mechanism. What I'm saying is, if we can make a standard brick, because we have being architects, we have been using other different kind of walls,
Right,
honeycomb walls, this wall, that wall, and all. So if we can replace the brick with the stone brick of a standard size, then I think the transportation will also be easy, and like in the trucks, like we are getting this thing from other districts and states, it can be partially worked, and partially it can be worked on site. Like in Ujjain, when I made that gate, the height of the column is around 50 feet.
Okay.
And it's around, there are around 50 columns as such. 50 column, and the dia of that column was 10 feet, you can imagine. So the government was saying it's just quite impossible. And we had only 3 months to go. In 3 months, we made that gate, a huge gate, and in a record time. So I experienced that time that if we industry people and the architects, if we combine together, and I gave them a few ideas, we got some ideas from them. Then I said, you can make few things in CNC, कुछ part आप राजस्थान में बना लो, कुछ part हम यहाँ बना लेंगे, कुछ artist हमने वहाँ से ओडिशा से मंगा लिया, कुछ MP से ले लिया. So if we can collaborate in a proper way, I think there are ways in which we can do, because we see in Europe and all the stone tiles, and like we are using the paver blocks. Paver blocks, I think after a few years they are crushed basically, and it is again used. So if we can replace that paver blocks with the stone blocks, एक standardized form कर लें अपन, because government आज की डेट में बहुत सारे schemes में ये paver blocks use करते हैं और बहुत ही instant way में use करते हैं. उज्जैन में जो हमने देखा कि just for the sake of signals, उन्होंने क्या किया, रोड के both sides 5 feet, 6 feet, 10 feet उन्होंने पेवर ब्लॉक लगाया, ठीक है, और सिंगल्स खत्म हो गया. सिंगल्स खत्म होने के बाद यदि आप आज जाओगे तो वो पेवर ब्लॉक नहीं दिखते हमको, वो सब washed away, they all are washed away, or rather they took it back, see, because that was not permanent. See, there was a Jantar Mantar in Ujjain. I did the complete renovation of that. There also I was in search of stone tile. So यदि stone tile होता है मेरे पास तो मैं उसको एक मतलब परमानेंस दे पाता,
Okay.
Like when we go for a cobblestone cost a bit sort of costly हो जाता है क्योंकि इसमें आपका प्रिपरेशन लगता है. तो इसको यदि इंडस्ट्रीज के आज आप लोग सब आपस में मिलकर बैठ के बात करते हो, हाउ टू मेक इट एज ए मास प्रोडक्ट कि इसको आम पब्लिक भी यूज करे. जैसे अपने गवर्नमेंट हाउसिंग होते हैं, PMGSY के जो मकान बनते हैं, PMAY के मकान बनते हैं, प्रधानमंत्री आवास योजना में, उसमें यदि अपन यूज करें तो जैसी स्टोन का यूज का नंबर बढ़ेगा तो ऑटोमेटिकली स्टोन का डिमांड बढ़ेगा, स्टोन की इंडस्ट्री में काम आएगा और लोगों को लगेगा कि यार हमको स्टोन में काम करना चाहिए. बिकॉज स्टोन को आई वांट लाइक इट इज बीन मेड एज ए एक्सक्लूसिव थिंग कि अपन ने स्टोन कुछ वर्क कर लिया, कुछ मटेरियल कर लिया. इट इज ए ओवरऑल अपन एक सिनेरियो में देखें तो ऐसा लगता है कि स्टोन इज हाईलाइटर, बट इट इज नॉट, एंड वी शुड मेक इट एज ए बेस मटेरियल. लाइक हमने जैसे अभी भोपाल में अभी हमारा नया अभी बना वल्लभ भवन, उसमें भी हमने स्टोन यूज किया, सैंडस्टोन. द चीफ आर्किटेक्ट वर फ्रॉम दिल्ली, GP Gugrejas. So we try to use that same, जब पार्लियामेंट हाउस का जो कंसेप्ट है, नॉर्थ ब्लॉक साउथ ब्लॉक, उसी पैटर्न में स्टोन को यूज किया, बट स्टिल वी यूज स्टोन क्लैडिंग. So it was a government project. It was a dry cladding. I was of the opinion that why we government building से बना ही लेते हैं अपन, यदि अपन हाउसिंग में भी यदि अपन स्टोन लेके आते हैं, बेसिकली फॉर अफोर्डेबल हाउसिंग, बिकॉज अफोर्डेबल वाले लोग ज्यादा पेंट नहीं कर पाते, मेंटेनेंस कॉस्ट उनको पास होता नहीं है. यदि अपन अफोर्डेबल हाउसिंग में उनके जो गार्डन्स होते हैं, उनके जो फुटपाथ्स होते हैं, उनके जो वरांदा हो गया, उनका फ्लोरिंग हो गया, इफ वी कैन प्रोवाइड सम सॉर्ट ऑफ स्टोन टाइल्स और सम सॉर्ट ऑफ फ्लोरिंग, सम सॉर्ट ऑफ इवन स्टोन जालीज, स्टोन विंडोज, स्टोन डोर्स, स्टोन का अपन वुडन फ्रेम दे दे. बिकॉज जो गरीब लोग रहते हैं उनके जो टॉयलेट्स के जो डोर होते हैं वो अक्सर खराब हो जाते हैं, तो प्लास्टिक के बना के देते हैं गवर्नमेंट वाले, और वो अक्सर एक आध साल में खराब हो जाता है. अगेन वो उसमें बेसिकली पर्दा टांगते हैं, कोई कर्टन लगा लेते हैं. तो इफ वी कैन गिव एन ऑप्शन ऑफ इन मास हाउसिंग ऑल्सो स्टोन का कुछ एलिमेंट अपन डिजाइन करें, वी कैन कोलैबोरेट विद द आर्किटेक्ट्स. हम वी कैन कोलैबोरेट विद द स्टूडेंट्स. हम बेसिकली एज ए वी आर आल्सो हैविंग अ स्कूल ऑफ डिजाइन, तो स्टूडेंट्स को अपन उसमें एंगेज करें. वी ट्राई टू इवॉल्व सम आइडियाज कि स्टोन को अपन कैसे मास में अपन यूज कर सकते हैं. ये मेरा एक ड्रीम भी है. इफ यू वांट आई कैन कोलैबोरेट आल्सो पर्सनली with you all.
I think sir, that's an excellent suggestion that you've made. What we can do is that, sir, probably, we can have a one-to-one on this, and probably we can work on the ideas. You can give us the ideas and we can work on those ideas.
Sure.
And definitely, I think there would be a way ahead to that.
So nice, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. As we are already running short of time, so I would now request my colleague Ajit to share his screen for providing the details of participating architects and participating companies. Over to you, Ajit. Can we make it full screen, Ajit?
Yeah, doing it, sir. Is it visible, sir?
Yeah, this is now it is okay.
Right.
So these are the details of all participating architects who are with us today, and anyone who is interested, then they can contact them. Though we are also sharing the details of architects with all the companies, as well as the details of participants with architects. Next slide, please. These are the industry members who had made their presentations today. So that is again for anyone who is interested in any type of products, then they can approach them. And I would again request all my participating members to kindly share their presentations with the architects, and so that there are some queries from architects also as regards your presentations. So next slide, Ajit. That's it. Fine. So thank you so much from all of us. I would now request my colleague, Mr. Prakash Pokarna, for proposing a vote of thanks. And I'm interrupting you, Pokarna sir, but in case any other question is there, then we can quickly take a question and then over to Pokarna sir.
Thank you, Mukunji. I wish to convey my sincere thanks to all the participating eminent architects. It was our pleasure while coordinating for this webinar. We got very encouraging response from architects. We are thankful that you all spared time out of busy schedule. Our member companies, and we know that your support is very precious for the stone sector industry. Thanks to all CDOS members for delivering impressive presentation to highlight latest varieties and many options with value addition. We are sure that architects will explore possibilities of using more stones in their upcoming projects. Thanks to Shri Dhoot Sahab, Vice Chairman CDOS, for guidance and taking initiative for promotion of the stone industry. I also wish to convey my thanks to all other participating architects and trade members who are connected with this event through YouTube channel. Thanks to Mukunji, CEO CDOS, Balwinder Singh from FICCI for successful program. Thanks to team CDOS and FICCI for their active contribution. Thanks to all. Once again, thanks to all.
Thank you so much. Thank you.